guys, I've got some really exciting news to share with you. I have been dying to tell you guys about this. It's been in the works for a little while, but I have collabed with ESUM Brushes again. If you guys have been with me for any amount of time, you know that I first collabed with ESUM Brushes back in 2019, and we came up with an eye brush set of 6 brushes, and that set sold out so quickly. They restocked, that sold out. But it sold out so quickly that we thought we would bring it back this year. So we've made one small change. I'll get into that in just a bit, but a big thank you to MuseBeauty.Pro, ESUM Brushes, for collabing with me again. As you guys know, I love ESUM Brushes. I have been using them, loving them, working with them for a very, very long time. So I'm going to be going through each of the brushes that's in my set. There are 6 of them. And I'm also going to be sharing with you what's going on over at MuseBeauty.Pro. They always have like a holiday shop situation with incredible discounts, like 15% off the entire site and all sorts of good stuff. So I'll be sharing with you some of my favorite things. But let's talk about my brush collab. I'm just beyond thrilled that they wanted to work with me again. Just a big thank you to them. A big thank you to them. So let me show you how the brushes will come. So they will come in this black bag, and inside you will find the brushes wrapped up with a little card and a little note. How can I turn this around? And a little note for me. Here we go. And a little note for me. And each brush is packaged so nicely in this plastic case, which I like to hold on to these cases because they're really, really great for traveling. So each one is like individually wrapped in these plastic cases. And these are the 6 eye brushes that are included. So again, I'm going to go through and demo each one, but let me just kind of quickly do a rundown of them. So I'm going to start with these 3. This is the W36. You guys have seen me use this on my outer corner a lot. This one is the W23. And this one is the W21, the smaller one. These 2 are fantastic, like flat shader laydown brushes. Now I'm talking about these 3 together because they are made of sable hair, which is my favorite natural hair to work with because you can use these with powder and cream shadows, and they have such an incredible gripping power that they're also excellent, which is why I love these flat shaders. They are excellent for like glittery shades. They pick up all of the little glittery pieces and they lay it down so smoothly. So I just really, really love sable hair. And for a natural hair, they are very, very sturdy. They're not as delicate and as soft as like squirrel hair, which we all love, but it's delicate and you have to be careful with it. You have to be careful with sable hair as well, and all your brushes, you should take care of them, but they're not quite as fragile and not quite as delicate as a really soft hair like that, but they're so smooth and yet they grip so well. So yeah, I just love the versatility of sable hair. So these 3 brushes are all made from sable hair. And then we've got 2 blender brushes. So the S33 brush is like one of my go-to blender brushes. I just think it's the perfect shape. It's made out of goat hair. I use this with powder products. I don't use this with cream products. And it's just like the perfect size to me. It is not too small, not too big. I feel like I can use it in my inner corner here. I can use it to blend out my transition area. It's just like the workhorse brush in this collection, I think. The workhorse brush in this collection is just the most versatile blending brush. And then we have the V34 brush, and this is the change that we made. So I had the G34 brush, which was basically this size blender brush and this shape, but in the goat hair, like the S33. So we decided to go with the V34 just to add a little versatility because you can use, because it's synthetic, you can use this with powder and cream, and you guys know how much I love cream shadows. So we wanted to throw that in there. And then finally, this precious baby. This is the T05. And again, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I really love to line my eyes with eyeshadow. I'll use eyeliner, of course, but I really like using, especially when a palette includes like a matte black, I love using that as liner. And this kind of a brush is perfect. It's like a stamping brush. So you just like load the product on and then you just like stamp it along your lash line. So I just think it's really easy to use and you get such a nice, fine, like crisp line of shadow. There's something so satisfying about it. So anyway, I'll be demoing all of these brushes for you in just a second. So that's how it all comes, like wrapped and packaged. And I'm just so absolutely thrilled to have this brush collection available again for you guys because yeah, I just love, love, love these brushes so much. So I do want to mention that these brushes are available now. Of course, everything will be linked down below in my description box, but these brushes are only going to be available through December 26th. So this set is only available for a limited time. It is, you know, part of the holiday shop over on MuseBeauty.Pro. So I just wanted to let you know, again, all the information will be down below in the description box. And then as a little add-on, do you guys remember this? This is the ESUM Brush Book. Now, when I was traveling a lot, pre-pandemic, this was my little travel buddy. So this case is like an easy wipe clean material. It is semi-hard. It's like shaped for sure. It's harder than just like a floppy bag, but you can like still shove things. You know I'm a shover, but you can still shove things in there, so it's not super hard. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. There is a little handle in the back for your hand to hold it. Makes it very easy. And then on the inside, oh my God, I love this bag. So you have this clear plastic side, and so this flaps open. Get my finger in there. This flaps open. So this is where I put like all my makeup and everything, and I love that this is plastic so you can see what you have in there and you can wipe it clean very easily, because when you travel, sometimes unfortunate things happen. To me, almost on every trip, something will break, something will leak, and this just wipes clean. And then on this side, you have slots for brushes, tools, and this ends up being like a nice big pocket. I end up putting like wipes in here. I put my eyelash curler in here. Beauty sponges, I'll just lay at the top here. This is the most incredible travel buddy for makeup products. I absolutely love this. I think it's just the fact that it's like protective, but you can still, like I said, you can still like shove things in there. It's not totally hard. And I love like the double-sidedness of it. So this brush book, if you purchase one of my brush sets, you can get this for 20% off. So that is the ESUM Brush Book. And you know, when I look at this, I actually get really nostalgic for traveling because, yeah, like I said, I took this on every trip. And before the pandemic happened, I traveled quite a bit. But yeah, so 20% off with the purchase of my brush set. All right, so let's get into these eyeshadows. So I pulled out some of my favorite Viseart palettes. So I have the Cool Mattes. I have the Neutral Mattes. This is just such an iconic eyeshadow palette. I still feel like whenever neutral palettes come out, they always look very, very similar to this neutral palette. Anyway, this is the Neutral Mattes. I think what Viseart is probably most known for. And then this is Sultry Muse. This is one of their all satin eyeshadows. This is one of my favorites. So I'm going to be playing with these shadows while I demonstrate my 6 brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and start with S33. That is the goat hair blender brush. And I'm going to go right into Neutral Mattes. And I'm going to go into, I think what I'm going to do is mix these 2 shades to start. And that's one of the things I love about Viseart shadows. You can mix them up like paint and they just mix and play well together and just, oh, they just work so seamlessly. So I'm going to add a little bit of that. And again, I just went between this shade and this shade. I just kind of dipped back and forth to get this kind of perfect transition shade for me. And see how beautifully this brush just blows out this matte shadow? Gorgeous. So easy to use. Again, I think this is the most versatile brush in my collection. Okay, so there's the transition down. That's the S33 brush. Next, I am going to go into the Sultry Muse, and I am going to use the smaller W21 brush. Again, this is the one that is sable hair, and it picks up like metallic shades, satin shades, any kind of shade that's possibly a little bit too chunky. Cream shadows, excellent with that. So I'm going to use it with this palette, and I am going to go into this shade right over here. It's like a light taupey champagne shade. And lay that down the inner portion of my lid here. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful color. And next, I'm going to take the larger flat shader brush. This is the W23. So it's basically like the brush I just used, the W21, just a larger size. So the bristles are a little bit longer and the ferrule's a little bit wider. And they both pretty much perform the same. This is just going to cover more surface area more quickly. So I'm going to go into this pretty rosy shade over here, and I'm going to lay this down over the center of my lid and swipe it over towards that matte color I first laid down. That is so pretty. And then what I always like to do with the V34 brush, of course, I will use it to apply shadow, but I really like using large blender brushes to just go in after the fact and blend everything out. So I'll just run it over the transition area. I'll run it over the area where the shadows are kind of meeting and just making sure that they're blending into one another very easily. And that's another thing, Viseart shadows, like all of their shadows just work beautifully together. They just blend from one to the other so seamlessly. And then what I like to do is add a little bit of dimension to the outer corner of my eye. So I want to add like a little bit of a deeper color just to the corner of my eyes and blend it in. And I love this W36 brush for it. So it has a round ferrule. The bristles come up and then they're like slanted at the top, that's angled. So I know the traditional way of using this brush is sort of in the like crease area because it fits so beautifully in there. This angle is so good, by the way, and it fits really, really nicely in there. I think this is an amazing brush if you have hooded eyes because of its precision. But what I like to do is I like to lay that angle down and add deep shadow to the outer corner and just blend it by flicking. So let me demonstrate. I'm gonna go back to my neutral mattes palette. I'm gonna go into, I'm gonna go into this shade, and I'm just gonna pick up a little bit. I don't wanna do anything too dramatic, just adding a little bit of dimension. And so I'm going to just angle it straight from the outer corner of my eye, press down and flick. And you get this perfect like application of shadow, and when you start flicking, it just blends right into the rest of the shadow so effortlessly. Like done, just added a little bit of dimension there. I can go in and add a little bit more if I want, but there's just something so magical about the combination of the shape of this brush and the fact that it is in sable hair, because sable hair, like I said, it really grips product really nicely. So whenever you apply shadow with sable hair, it's almost like it dispenses it at a really nice rate for you. Like it doesn't just plop down all the product that you picked up. It really just kind of like lets it go slowly. It's just perfect, absolutely perfect. So let me do my other eye. I'm gonna angle, press, and sweep. And that's it. I'm gonna go back to my V34 brush and make sure everything is softened up again, blend it out. And then last but not least, we've got the T05 brush. Again, this is that eyeliner stamping brush. And we've got a matte black in here, that, again, in the Neutral Mattes palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick some up. And I just like to put just the tips of the bristles down and wiggle just a little bit. Pick it up, smash it down and wiggle. No, not that hard. Place it down and wiggle. What I'm going to do is just apply it to my lower lash line here, and I'm just going to press and press and press. And you can wiggle a little bit. But this isn't the kind of brush, because the bristles are so short and they're so dense and they're so firm. This isn't the kind of brush that you want to like go back and forth with. I think all you're going to do is just like the shadow is just going to end up like kind of in the air and everywhere. You're going to end up with a lot of fallout. So you really just want to make sure that you're just pressing and at most wiggling. So while I'm applying this to this side of my eye, I just want to mention and talk a little bit about the holiday shop that MuseBeauty.Pro has every holiday season. And so what they do is they just have these incredible, incredible deals. They're usually bundles. And you can get like, so like for example, you can get 2 of these Viseart palettes plus 2 other eyeshadow brushes they have. This is the V31 and this is the V33. So these are 2 synthetic haired blender brushes. And you can get all 4 of those products for $128. It's a $220 value. So that is like one example of what is in the MuseBeauty.Pro holiday shop. It's just fantastic. And you know, I don't think Viseart is talked enough about on YouTube or in social media, but these are such high quality eyeshadows. I love them. They are every makeup artist's like workhorse shadows, especially this neutral mattes palette. So with that set I was just talking about, you can actually pick out which 12 pan Viseart palettes you want. You don't have to get these 2. These would be my pick, but you don't have to get those 2. Like you can get the cool mattes if you want. So just really great deals. I am actually going to apply some shadow to my upper lash line here. I'm going to just go underneath my lashes and basically do the same thing, but kind of tight line with it. And then I know there's also another deal with their loose powder, which I actually have on today, and their X51 brush, which is this awesome goat-haired powder brush. I know this is gonna be available at the holiday shop. This powder is so blurring. I have this underneath my eyes here, and it's so blurring, it's mattifying. It's really, I think it's great for the holiday season. Like if you're going to parties, this is the kind of powder that you want. It's just, it mattifies, but it doesn't make your skin look dry. It blurs out your pores. There's no flashback. It's really a wonderful powder. So the Ket Loose powder and this brush I know is going to be available as a set in the holiday shop. And I know they're also going to have like buy one, get one free deals on Ket Cosmetics. So if you just want the powder, you can get 2 of them. The Ket Cosmetics like cream blushes are incredible. I know they're having it on the Ket Cosmetics and also Melanie Mills. So if you want some body makeup, I know I can't remember what it's called, but Melanie Mills has this, it's basically like a body lotion, but it has this like gorgeous shimmer. And in fact, my friend Risa here, Risa does makeup, she introduced me to the Melanie Mills, I wish I could remember what it's called, it's like Body Glow or something. Anyway, that's buy one, get one free as well. And then anything that's not included in the holiday shop is gonna be 15% off. So you're gonna get a deal anywhere on the MuseBeauty.Pro site during this holiday season. It starts today, like I mentioned, and it goes through to the 26th. So that's when my brush set is gonna be available, and that's it. That's a demo of all 6 of the brushes. I just love them. I love them so much. I hope you love them as much as I do. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup and I will be right back. All right, so my makeup is all done. Before I let you go, I just wanna share with you the quality of these brushes. So the ferrules are platinum rolled brass ferrules and the handles are birchwood handles. And I have had these brushes for probably 4 or 5 years. And I'm not, as you guys know, I'm not very gentle with my things. And they are just as sturdy as can be. And just to prove to you that these aren't the new ones that they sent me. These are the ones that I have had for a really long time. I'm unwrapping the set that they sent me. These are all the new ones that they sent me. They're still in their wrapper. These are the ones that I've had for a gazillion years. Not one wiggle or loose ferrule or anything. No like bristles coming off. Just wonderfully made. Highest quality. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And thank you guys always for tuning in and allowing me these opportunities with ESUM and MuseBeauty.Pro. Big thank you to them for wanting to work with me again. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that this brush set is back because I love these brushes so much. I know you guys were so excited when these first came out, so I hope you're just as excited this time around. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.